Each episode of the Lion Goat podcast is completely improvised. Expect comedy. Do not expect consistency or sense to be made. This is random nonsense for your amusement. I am Podbot. I was inspired by the excellent podcast, Improv for Humans, with Matt Besser. Listen to his show. Warning: the following podcast contains explicit material intended for emotionally immature adults. Trigger warnings for this episode include discussion about adult themes, violence, profanity, murder, sexually explicit behavior, political incorrectness, animal, emotional, mental, physical, sexual, and substance abuse. You should not listen to this. It might rot your brain. Listen to a better podcast. Seriously, stop. Stop. Don't continue. Okay, have it your way. I warned you. Today's episode includes interviews and advice with the infamous Blind Alchemist and Q the Gambler. Listen to the Blind Alchemist podcast on Spotify and Anchor. We must apologize for the audio quality in today's episode. There were some technical difficulties. Most future episodes are produced at a higher quality. Thank you for your patience.
Welcome to your next experience of the Lion Goat podcast.
We have a very special episode where we're giving advice, the following question, which has been sent in to us by our thousands of listeners. They've sent us millions of letters over the years.
Oddbot, if you would be so kind, please remind us of last episode's question.
On the last episode, a listener sent in a question asking what to do about his emotionally abusive wife. She blurted out the name of another man when her husband placed his hand on her knee at the dinner table. We join our fearless host as he continues to advise the listener, with assistance from his beloved guests the Blind Alchemist and Q the Gambler. We'll first hear the response from a future past Abby. Notice, all references to Dear Abby are in no way a direct rip-off of the wonderful podcast, Don't Ask Tig, which you should listen to, and in no way refer to the American advice column founded in 1956 by Pauline Phillips, under the pen name Abigail Van Buren, and carried on today by her daughter, Jean Phillips, who now owns the legal right to the pen name. Instead, our magnificent hosts are specifically referring to the sage advice of the ancient alchemist, Abby Dioscorides, daughter of the Greek physician Dioscorides, who wrote in the Leiden Papyrus from 3rd century Egypt. Abby, spelled Abbie, reportedly made the first suggestions to her father, Dioscorides, to heat cinnabar in an earthen vessel, suggesting it would be oxidized, to react with iron to form ferrous sulfide, and to use the cold extraction method to obtain mercury by grinding cinnabar and vinegar with a copper mortar and pestle.
What did Abby say?
Unless the name she blurted out was Alfredo, and you were eating pasta, I suspect you may have a problem.
Oh, Abby, that Abby.
I'm not sure she should try to be a stand-up comedian.
She is trying to be an advice giver, an advice coach. She's helping us out. Or we're not paying her, are we, Ted? No, I didn't think so. She's doing us a favor, Mr. Anonymous. So let's not criticize her too. She's as funny as she wants to be.
Were there more than 20 or 40 families in Jeremiah's harem of semen guzzling Amish?
There's about 10 family.
A small community.
Yeah, normally the church
That's a lot of
districts
semen
have
for-
between 20 to 40 families in them.
Maybe it's a new one, maybe.
Yeah, they're trying to, get back, go back.
Repopulate, that's why Jeremiah's...
Yeah, that's the reason why he was the strongest,
What was the
Amish.
most interesting that happened when you were with the Amish? Aside from this disgusting tank full of Jeremiah's semen, what was the most interesting? Did you make butter?
No, I did not make
You did
butter.
not churn butter? Churn butter.
I did not want to
Did you
churn
make
butter.
rocking chairs?
No, we didn't make rocking chairs, but
Did you do any quilting?
they played goat polo.
Goat? Polo?
Oh, yes.
That's delightful, except for those poor goats. Now, was it just the very small children riding on the goats?
No, it is full-grown Amish men riding on these goats.
So it's mainly just the men sitting on the goats and the goats
Yeah, they even got
crying.
they got ropes and like wooden signs over the backs of the goats that have numbers. And they ride them and they ride around hitting this wooden ball.
But of course they're very heavy and the goats are small. Are these longhorn sheep? Are these very large goats?
I mean, like a couple of them are, but the rest of them are kind of like them small little goats.
They're just like squashed on the ground, just laying there going.
Surprisingly, I don't know what they feed these goats,
Stop it, Ted.
but they can hold the weight.
They better hope the goats don't
They're
get
very
anywhere
strong
near
goats.
that tank of semen.
Right, they'll probably drink
Swallow
that.
that stuff as fast as possible. Believe you me,
we
the
do.
goats around this place, they go crazy for the stuff.
But for Amish semen?
It's very unfortunate.
That's probably why the goats were so strong, and they've been giving a little bit of Jeremiah semen to them.
Well, you said he was a strong provider.
Yeah,
strong source.
so
Was a
he
good
gave
pipe
some
player.
pretty good protein to them goats.
Very good pipe player. Very good pipe player. We were going to keep this show a little more.
It doesn't
PG.
matter. It's
What
off the
we-
rails always. As always. Let's see.
See what? What are you trying
Dear Lion Goat Guys.
I have to pee.
My problem is my husband. He wears false teeth, uppers and lowers, and he thinks it's real
Remember, Gambler, don't drop a deuce.
He thinks it's real funny to take them out at parties and do a Spanish dance using castanets.
Wait, he's taking out Spanish fly at parties? What?
No, he's taking out his false teeth and dancing a Spanish dance using them as castanets.
That's lovely.
That is
That's delightful.
hilarious. Your husband sounds like a hoot.
I really want him to come to my parties. Do you think we could invite him?
No, yeah. Let's see. He thinks he is being the life of the party, but I'm embarrassed to death. Should I keep him away from parties, or should I tell him that he isn't funny? Signed, Marcia.
I think neither. I think you should invite him to every party you can and make sure that he performs this little trick.
What did you miss?
You missed
Where'd you go?
only the entire point of the podcast, Gambler. I mean, I'm not sure why we keep inviting you if you're just going to get up and walk away in the middle of the podcast.
I have to pee.
Very unprofessional.
The listeners need your feedback.
Nobody
okay?
does this on the Joe Rogan Experience. Nobody leaves the room. Nobody. That's
Excuse me,
disrespectful.
excuse me.
Well, if a
We're
human
not-
being has to pee, he has to pee.
Please do not mention Voldemort's name again during the recording of the podcast. Thank you. You were saying? Joe Rogan. Stop it. I don't know what you said, but if you're whispering incantations into your microphone again,
Take it.
I'm an alchemist, not a sorcerer.
I cannot have incantation. What? Tell me the difference between an alchemist and a sorcerer. I'm still confused.
It doesn't matter. You'll never understand it. Your meager mind.
They both involve throwing stuff into large pots and boiling them, right? And then standing over the pots and wearing the robes, all that with the points on it, and the stars.
Do I look like a witch?
moon.
No.
And
That's a wizard, isn't it? Dude.
you also, I mean, isn't that what you're doing? With your golds and your leads and all the things and your little crockeries?
Reminds me of my grandma.
That's not what I'm doing at all.
Not?
No.
Oh,
I'm
so
using
sorry.
mercury and sulfur, creating things, breaking down the natural elements to their truest components, combining them to make new ones.
I've recently heard
How do you
a
think
theory.
you've gotten element 11, a 111? I made that.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's my
It's
favorite
delicious
number.
on soup.
Really?
Yes.
Is it? I had no idea you could season with a high molecular weight metal like that.
You can.
I thought it would be poisonous, like
Yeah.
lead or uranium or plutonium.
Some people might find it poisonous, but I love it.
You don't find it poisonous?
No, I did my toast in
Yeah,
there.
you're definitely gonna be
Now, I've
walking a little
I've
different.
noticed that you're a bit green through your astral projection today. Does this have anything to do with this heavy metal that you've been ingesting in your soup?
It may not.
Are you green in person or
No,
just your astral
I'm a
projection?
regular person. Colin.
Yeah, but how do we know you're not lying?
I'm not a lion at all. He's a lion.
I
Goat lover.
am not.
He's a lion.
I am
goat
neither
lover.
a lion and
Non-truthing.
nor am I a goat. I am simply a philosopher that asks the greatest questions of our time.
And what questions are they?
Is the mighty prowess of the lion the greatest of all time? Or is the greatest of all time the fierceness of the lion? I had another
What
thought.
do you believe?
You know, we have the greatest of all time is a acronym, if you will, initialism for the word goat. And I was just thinking, maybe we need to create one for lion. And the only thing I could come up with was the least innocent onanistic knight.
Yeah, that doesn't really flow very well. That's not very
Yeah,
roll
it
off
was a
the
good
tongue.
screen, pretty
Do
good.
you know what onanism is?
That sounds kinky.
It is a lot to do with how Jeremiah filled that tank.
Yeah, I bet it was.
So, if the lion is the least innocent onanistic knight, that could be the greatest of all time if you think about it.
One man's opinion.
I mean, we've all had some enjoyable nights when we're self-loving, I'm sure.
That's a choking hazard.
And I do encourage self-loving among our listeners.
It's about
please
time.
self-love at least twice a week, if not more. If you can't do it twice a day, at least twice a week.
I'm a big fan of
Now,
that.
some of your jobs, they may not allow you to self-love twice a day.
I'm sure they do.
You're self-loving, Blind Alchemist. Have you been self-loving lately?
Not in that manner. It's more of taking care of myself, my body, my mind, my spirit.
Exactly.
See,
Self-love
this type of self-love, manual self-love, as we're talking about now, it often depletes one's energy.
It feels so good.
You see your life force energy, your chi, if you will. And
Palace of the Lion.
you do not want to waste that stuff because you've got a longevity to look forward to.
It could be quite painful.
You've got days, maybe. Well,
You don't have the right
if you're
lubricant.
very pent up, I was probably recommending every another thing going on, but I would. It's not an everyday thing. You'll drain the battery, as it were, and you'll be depleted.
Yeah, but
Onanism doesn't have to involve manual masturbation. It can be any other kind of self-love. You know, it could be very. Wait, that's my line. But it could be very dick. Wait. Are you making fun of me? Are you making fun of me on my very own podcast? You're making fun of me. Ted, cut that part out, please. And thank you.
Ed, leave it in.
Excuse me, if the audience heard something moist, that was just me taking a nice sip of water. I'll do it again for those of you out there who enjoy the ASMR. I know that some of our followers enjoy this.
That was very nice ASMR.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good sound effects.
I just wanted to tell you this next
Question.
My boyfriend is going to be 20 years old next month, and I'd like to give him something nice for his birthday. What do you think that he would like?
Like,
piece of cake.
What kind of cake? Chocolate.
For sure.
Vanilla cake? Vanilla cake? Maybe a little whoopee?
She didn't think it was proper.
Oh, cake and ice cream. That's very traditional for birthdays.
I thought he needed to scale it back a bit.
Cake and ice cream. I like that. It makes it up, Both chocolate
I'm
and
sure I have
vanilla
an
cake.
opinion on this question.
Yeah, it's
I-
rather dull.
I mean,
but,
I think that
Ted, you're doing a shitty job of picking this.
we want to give a gift. I think the question that we need to ask is, what would make this person feel more fulfilled in their life?
well, interesting.
What would give this person a sense of pride?
Wow.
Sense of purpose? A sense of joy?
Yes, that's a good choice.
Something that might tickle their imagination, or maybe a gift is a good memory that you've shared. If you've had
That's true.
a romantic experience with this person, or maybe you've had a good ice cream cone with this person, and you could give them a napkin from that place where you had the ice cream cone.
This is outdated thinking.
Maybe they would think that you remembered the experience with them.
Why would you want it?
I'm more interested in this next question. What is the difference between a wife and a mistress?
Well, you know,
Take this one, Gambler. I'm sure you've had many of both.
yes. A wife. Let's see.
Like-
Wife is a woman who
For sure.
holds your clothes,
Canton!
cooks your dinner.
Oh dear! Canton!
Thank you.
always there.
No.
Now, a mistress is somebody you see, on the weekend,
No.
some sight,
No.
It's like
No.
sneaky link, as they say nowadays.
Sneaky link?
Yes, sneaky link.
Can we say that?
My day, we called them side hoes. Side bitches.
Well, I mean, there's
We
still
can't say
side
that
bitches.
anymore.
There's still some side bitches now. We just call them sneaky links.
Sneaky links. So that's the difference in the.
Why they say, one woman supposedly fills your heart. What about, having four? That's 4 times is better than one.
Cancel! I never thought that we would have to cancel one of our very own hosts of the podcast. Both of you have been completely disgraceful here. Side bitches and hoes, you are canceled. You cannot say these things. Cancel.
Now we will take a break for some advertisements. Please support our sponsors.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our Patreon, our YouTube, our FaceSpace. You'll find us on the interwebs.
And now, back to the show.
Sneaky link. I don't really see that's I think the difference between a wife and a mistress is about $100.
Juicy.
But I could be wrong. What's the going rate these days, Mr. Gigolo? Mr. Gigolo, what is your name again?
The gambling
Mr. 21 Black and Jack Poker the Hands face? Wait, is it you got Poker? What? I'm so sorry, I was confused.
Did you hack into his brain there?
No. I think he's just an idiot.
Cancel! You distracted me with this horrible language. I lost my mind for a moment. I have no idea.
Where's Ted at? He's supposed to edit this, right? He can just, leaps over the little,
We all know that Ted is not very good at it. Barely push the record button. Editing, we have to send that out.
That poor man.
This is a response that Abby gave to another question, and it's quite a zinger. So I just want to read it to you both. Get your reaction.
All right.
So this is a letter that, we were telling Abby that we were going to share some of her advice, and she was like, let me send you a couple of my best zingers.
Okay.
These are questions that were asked to her, not to us. But this writer says, Dear Abby, I joined the Navy to see the world. I've seen it. Now how do I get out? And Abby replies, simple. Go to your superior officer, your superior at you, and say these 2 words. I'm gay. Horrible! Abby, that sort of thing doesn't fly anymore. Well, they don't fly in the Navy, do they? But, well, yes, they do have those
they kinda
Navy
do
planes
fly a
on the
little bit in the
aircrafts.
Navy.
Yeah, the aircraft carriers, they do, don't they? The
yeah.
Marines have their own Air Force. Why does each of them, why do each of the armed forces have all of the other armed forces as part of their armed forces, if you know what I'm saying? Like the Army, it has its own Army, and it has its own Navy, and it has its own Air Force, and it has like the Rangers, which are kind of like the Special Forces Marines. And then the Navy, they have those guys that wear those outfits, and then they have the big floating protuberances that they ride upon across those vast moistness, and then they have those things with the wings and the propellers as well. And then the Air Force, of course, the Air Force is the only one that don't have boats.
Kind of hard to fly a boat. Yeah, so they probably just.
I
That's
think the
probably
Air Force
why.
has boats.
That's probably why.
They got
hard to fly.
the aircraft carriers. That's what the Air Force.
Yeah, but those are the Navy, right? The Navies, they have the aircraft carriers, and sometimes they invite the Air Force on board, but then the Navies, they have their own planes. They have their own Air Force. I'm confused why...
Well, let's just ask some listeners. Hey, listeners out there, if you know what the hell he's talking about, please let us know, because we're clueless.
Trust me.
That should be helpful enough.
You have beautiful eyes.
I know.
Have I ever told you that?
Yes, it's twice. Today.
They're beautiful. I just like it when I mean they're ethereal and they're shining in the room like these bulbs of light coming from the atmosphere, but they're just beautiful. Are you real eyes like that? I don't think I've ever seen you in person. I think you've only ever
this is the best way.
You claimed to be here in person last week, but I swear it looked exactly the same as it does now.
Actually, that is because your brain
I don't know if
needs
that's a spell you're playing upon me to where you appear like these giant white orbs gleaming in the night.
I don't cast spells. I am not a wizard. I am an alchemist.
Alky wizard? You're a wizard with an alcoholic problem?
I am not an alcoholic wizard.
Oh,
I know many wizards are alcoholics, but
Very unfortunate.
I am not. I do not imbibe in the sauce, the liquid, the liquor.
I think that's good advice, especially coming from a man named Jeremiah.
I definitely do not get any of his liquor. Now, anyway, I don't think it matters if you're gay in the Navy anymore. I thought that was a prerequisite to get in there.
Cancel.
No.
We should cancel Abby.
I don't think we should cancel Abby. She's doing this as a favor to us.
Prove it.
There's no need to just put her on the chopping block. She's been around for 100 years almost.
Agreed. She is quite an old bag. I'm talking about myself, of course. I'm talking about this very nice alchemist bag that I have here full of potions.
Yes.
Mostly you don't want to do that unless you need
Problem.
to.
But I promise you, he's cast some shit on me before, and I lost my mind.
Oh.
So don't listen to this guy. Edit that. Oh, wait, did you kill the feed so the blind alchemist couldn't hear that, Ted? Ted, can you do that now? What do you mean we can't go back in time? Are you saying that he could hear that, Ted?
Oh, yes,
this whole
yes, I
time?
heard that.
Every word.
Oh, shit. I'm so sorry. I meant to say, you cast wonderful spells upon me.
I know.
With your eyes.
I do. Look deep into my eye.
I mean, it's much funner to pull on their little teeth. Tell us more about how you escaped the Wyoming authorities, Gambler. I'm sure our listeners will want to hear. The last time, listeners, Podbot, please remind the listener of what happened on the last episode with the Gambler when he suddenly disappeared and we had no idea where he had gone. I suppose I've just done that for you. But anyways, the listeners might like to hear the enchanting sound of the Podbot's voice explaining that scenario again.
You may recall from episode 2 of the Lion Goat podcast that Q the Gambler, while waddle walking at a Nigerian casino, stole a staple abused and gooch spear toting, seeing eye monkey named Momo from an armed and crying blind man. The gambler stole the monkey after losing a blackjack game and nearly becoming castrated when running from the Wyoming law, the Nigerian army, and the FBI, riding in a gold-plated helicopter which was piloted by the blind man's personal assistant, Chimpanzee. I have a feeling parts of this story may have been exaggerated.
Thank you, dear. Please tell us, Gambler, how did you escape the Nigerian authorities and the Wyoming authorities?
See, so you know how you asked me where my location was? You said you knew where I was at.
Stop it, Ted.
And you kind of like said a doctor's name.
It's so creepy.
And kind of picked up on
Yes,
their...
the hepatitis C
Yes,
specialist that we
yes.
were talking about, yes.
Well, I was trying to make the call. We call him in the middle of our, podcast last one.
Very rude.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to get checked out.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
It's okay. I'm clean now. We're good.
You got clean from hepatitis C?
Yes.
Blind Alchemist, did you conjure some sort of...
No. That doctor you recommended is very good.
Pretty good, yeah.
He cured you of an
Despite his old
incurable
age.
disease.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So did you get the patent?
I did.
You got the patent on this cure?
Yeah.
You are a gambler. All right, tell us more.
Well, I was in the middle of that call, and the police around where that location was at knew who
Please
you were
don't look
talking.
at me while you're talking. Continue.
They swarmed, I got data from where my phone was because I was trying to make the call to that doctor. And next thing I knew, I look outside and I see red, blue, white, SWAT knocking at the door. They all had their little riot shields and their little sticks. Couple had like 2 shotguns. I think I saw an
These
assault
pickup
rifle.
sticks for the game, pickup sticks? Is that the sort of sticks that they
Yeah,
have?
but they had
Like I said, please don't look at me.
I think there were nightsticks, because I don't think. What
I
good
like
is what good is pickup sticks? It's a fun game,
It's
but
fun in the day or the night.
you're right.
I can play it at any time, frankly. I can
But
play
I
it right
don't.
now.
I don't think.
Maybe
that-
the listeners would enjoy a nice little game of pickup sticks. Who do you think would win, listeners? Write us an email and let us know at linegoatpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know which of us would win at pickup sticks, the Blind Alchemist, or you the Gambler, or Anonymous.
I would definitely kick both your asses.
Come on, stop.
The gamester
I would-
is here.
I
How
would
could he
win.
say
He's a
this?
gambler. He's a card guy. He's like Gambit, but
But the magical flow runs through my
Do
body.
you know
through
how
everything
many
I play.
sticks that are in that pile of pickup sticks?
Yeah, I
You're
mean, it
gambling
doesn't
each
really
time you pick up a stick.
wow.
You know, you have to press down the end and make sure that you're not knocking down the whole pile, and you're just getting the stick that you want.
Always start at the top of the taco when you eat it.
Perhaps it's been some time since you played pickup stick.
Definitely been
You're
a
so
moment.
confident in your ability to play this game,
Well,
you don't even
it's a lot
remember how
like
to play
alchemy
the
in a way.
game.
You're untangling a mess and reuniting everything, putting it back in order, and that's the whole point of alchemy.
That is a very good analogy. But so the SWAT team was outside, and
Yes.
they were coming in to play pickup sticks with you, and you had just been cured from your hepatitis C by Dr. Babu Rao.
That's more
and
than a couple
how
shots
did
in the butt.
how did you escape?
See, well, I talked to Pablo Escobar's tunnel diggers,
What?
and I pretty much had them dig a tunnel underneath my shower.
Wait,
Underneath your
Pablo
shower.
also lays pipe?
Yes, he does.
Pablo the pipe layer? Is that who was helping? Please don't look at me. I'm so sorry. I must interrupt this story for a brief goat fact.
Yes.
The unusual shape shared by the sheep and several other ungulates gives them a fuller range of vision than humans or other animals. Human beings like ourselves with round pupils.
Really?
Goats can see 320 to 340 degrees in their periphery. This means goats can see stuff back here. Of course, you can't see me, but I'm standing in your periphery. But everything except for what's directly behind them. And this is very useful to goats. This is why their eyes are so weird on the sides of their heads with their weird-looking pupils. It helps them to avoid predators.
Do they have square pupils?
No, the drawback of the flattened pupil, flattened,
Latin. Like a cat.
like a goat. Cats have eyes like goats, excuse you very much. And
Well.
this drawback of the flattened pupil, however, is that goats are unable to look up or down without moving their heads.
Interesting.
Why the lions
This is
can
a very-
prance on them.
That's a very handy fact.
The only thing that's not the greatest of all time about goats are their eyes. Remember the way they look, they're so creepy.
So let's not criticize her too much.
So, sorry, you were saying they came in to play pickup sticks with you, and you were laying pipe with Pablo in your shower.
Excuse me.
Excuse you,
Yeah.
man. Now, which one was laying pipe? You or Pablo in the shower?
I was.
This is one of your gigolo situations that
Yeah.
Pablo paid you. Normally, you pay the plumber.
Yeah, I can see that.
You pay the Pablo to plumb your shower.
You can go milk the
and
cows.
wait.
We'll have one on next week.
Do you know the goats have 4 stomachs?
Yes.
Anyways, you were plumbing Pablo with your pipes.
Yeah, so,
When the police arrived, say all of these P words together.
Yeah, but-
Pablo, the police plumber, was piling on pipe in your pleasantly.
what?
Was it pleasant?
No, it wasn't pleasant. It was a, rundown trap house. I was hiding. I remember trying to hide. What we do? So,
Don't enjoy laying pipe with Pablo?
no, it was not it was not. So, see, there's roaches on the floor.
Please stop looking at me.
Oh, I wasn't looking at you.
Continue.
Stare at him.
I did.
Make blissful eye contact while you tell this story about laying pipe with Pablo, the pipe plumber who was digging a trench under your shower.
Yes, it was. We, he already dug it. He dug it like
It was a pre-existing tunnel.
Yeah, it's been there
just
for.
a shower.
I'm afraid I
It's
don't
like a-
know. I don't know, which is why I'm asking you to tell me the story. Please tell us the story.
Like I said, it was.
No, I don't know. Please tell us the story. So we will know. We will know once you tell us the story. Stop looking at me. Seriously, stop. You're making me uncomfortable. I'm feeling like Pablo is laying pipe in my backyard at the moment.
Now we will take a break for some advertisements. Please support our sponsors.
Your product goes here. Anything and everything good to say about your product, we'll say it right here, right now. Promo code.
Don't look at me.
And now, back to the show.
He is actually. At this moment, he is.
I was being metaphorical. I was calling my backyard my derriere. Go ahead. You're saying.
But I grabbed the bottom of the shower.
Tell me something I don't know.
I grabbed the bottom of the shower that had this handle. I pulled up, and it was like steps leading down to this tunnel that had a bicycle in it.
Ah.
So I had to pedal my way. I think it was 5 miles
I'm impressed.
while they were shooting and trying to stop. Because I'm trying to get away. They don't. I pay them a little bit of money to protect me.
Right.
Was your monkey with you at this time?
No, my monkey. He has died. He has died. Tragic loss. Yes.
Oh, unfortunate. I'm so sorry to
Did he
hear that.
impale himself on his spear?
See, I was training him how to, watch my back. And what had happened, is I was shooting the bow and arrow up in the sky. We were playing a game, run from it once I shoot it up. And unfortunately,
Speaking of running, did you know that lions can run up to speeds of 80 kilometers per hour?
What is that in mile now?
50.
That's pretty fast.
Pretty
Not
slow.
as fast.
Not precise, but
I could run faster than that.
You
bullshit.
can run faster than that?
I can
Not
run
as
faster.
fast as a cheetah, or maybe an ostrich.
Calling bullshit on that.
Which one?
The ostriches
I
are
see
fast.
your gambit. I see why he's here. Yes, I see. He's going to try to trick me into gambling. I would not gamble with you. I know this is your nickname. You've won monkeys before, even if they speared you in the gooch. I won't be speared in the gooch by your gambling.
Yeah, they're gonna scam me.
Please tell us more. You're riding your bike at 50 miles per hour through the tunnel while Pablo's laying pipe.
Yes. Pull up to this, it was like an abandoned shelter house. Can't really explain it. I got underneath it.
Please explain it. Was it abandoned, or was it a shelter, or was it a house?
It was an abandoned shelter. It was.
Was it an abandoned shelter house?
Yeah.
And a
That's where, the homeless, or what do they call them?
indigent?
You're fishing in bad water,
Voters.
sir.
No.
Riff-raff?
What do they call them?
Indigent?
That's where.
Gabbles? Riff-raff? Grabbles?
Squatters, yeah. It was pretty much a squatter house.
Oh, I
That's what it was. So, half of them were drugged out anyway, so they thought they were just seeing stuff when I, came out from underneath the door.
No, I don't know. Please tell me.
Dude, I don't know what drugs they were on, but they were just looking at me like this, moving all slow.
For the listener, he's moving his hands as if he was Jim Morrison singing "This Is the End" in that movie, which had the very good actor Val Kilmer playing Jim Morrison in it, in the scene where he is pretending to be on LSD.
Yeah, pretty much. And they were like moving their hands around. One stuck his finger in his mouth and stuck it in the air and tried to touch me. I kind of said.
Like he was checking which way the wind was blowing? Did he think that you were a windy apparition?
I don't know what was going through his head, but I went, "Whoa," kind of like a ghost. Kind of scary.
That was very scary, thank you.
Yeah, and then
Please stop looking at me. Stop looking at me.
And they all ran off and tried to hide in the corner. I ran out the house. I was like, first off, I gotta get out of here, find a place to hide, get away from the cops.
Yeah, you had the Wyoming police, the Nigerian army. Let's see, who else? The Interpol was there, I think, yes.
Yeah.
And the SWAT team, of course. They added the SWAT team.
And
Were there any game wardens after you at this time?
I have not.
For killing the monkey?
I have not done anything.
Well, you killed the monkey. I mean, the
I
game.
have not killed a monkey. We were playing a game, and unfortunately, he died.
Yeah, that happens when you play those kind of games with monkeys. I've heard about these games you play with monkeys. Stop looking at me. Continue. I'm so sorry. Keep interrupting. I'm very rude.
When I started running down the street,
Stop it, Ted.
get to this
Stop it, Ted.
blind.
Oh, another blind person. You run into a lot of
I know it is like a coincidence with me, but you know, she was a cool blind woman. We started
He
chilling.
was not room temperature.
Roughly 67 degrees. Less than 68. We understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Just slightly cool.
Yeah. So.
Did you know that even though we drink cow's milk here in the United States, around the globe, the most popular type of milk to drink is goat's milk?
What was that?
Probably better for you.
Hey, Richard.
I mean, it's much funner to pull on their little teeth.
Oh, if you pull on one teeth.
Why won't you just settle with the cow?
It's not all about size, Mr. Gambler. I realize that you're into very large pipe-laying men like Pablo, but it's not all about size, okay? Some things are better in small
Let's
packages.
see.
The cool lady, we were talking about that. Continue with your story, sir.
She was 67, the 67-degree lady, you were saying.
That dude. She poured me a glass of drink. Started drinking on it.
What kind of drink?
Urban on ice.
Oh, that's delightful. Was it Lagavulin?
Yes.
Oh.
It's a very good.
Macallan?
No.
Lagavulin? Wait, which one? Macallan?
let me see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some people like Macallan better than Lagavulin. I know that Ron from Parks and Recreation, he's a big fan of Lagavulin.
You don't get like.
And it's made, I think it's made in Scotland or something like that, and they age it in these barrels for a ridiculous long time. Of course, they do the same thing with Macallan. Macallan's more, it's a higher priced bourbon.
No, it is
And
full-grown
a lot of
Amish
people
men.
they're more familiar with Macallan Scotch, of course, but the bourbon's not too bad.
And next thing I knew, started sitting down on the couch, started drinking. He said, she called me by my name, my actual real name.
Like,
I was like, first off, how do you know that, dude? Because she's blind, so I was like, how do you know who I am? I was just walking in, and she said she was like former CIA, or something like
She
that.
called you Q?
Yeah, no, like, yeah, no. When she called me my actual name.
I mean, it's not such a secret. Q. It's not even hard to spell.
Most people it is.
Just one letter.
You'd be surprised.
Capital. I mean, is it capital? Is it a capital Q? Or is it a lower little?
After.
Do you write your lowercase q's with a little backwards? Stop looking at me. Please. It makes me very uncomfortable. You were writing little q's with this woman that was 67 degrees, and Pablo was riding you on the back of your bicycle.
right.
Pablo was back fighting for
With the monkey?
Yeah. Yes. No, the monkey's dead.
No.
When we were playing a game and the monkey died.
Really?
Wait. But this is moments after you got off the helicopter flown by the chimpanzee and the monkey had speared you, and the monkey's already dead at this time? Or is this a long time since?
That was a long time since.
Wait, I thought you were making a call to the doctor. Oh, I see. We were talking about a time in your ancient past when you were gambling in Africa.
Yes.
And that was not actually last week.
No.
I mean on the last episode, which will not be. No place and time will be put on the podcast. We will not specify when these recordings are made.
I think we can let that slide.
Sorry, please continue. Stop looking at me.
And I started getting a little buzz.
Dear.
She's ex-CIA.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was getting scared because I was like, she about to snitch on me, turn me in. I'm halfway drunk, so if I try to run, I'm just gonna fall 5 feet.
Was she involved? Is she investigating your case? The CIA's involved as well?
Yes, but she's on my
Wow.
side. She sees what I did as right thing to do.
She's a deer.
She's on my
She's an
side.
ally.
Yeah, but
The right thing to do was run? Is that the thing you were doing?
No, I was running, yes, See, I'm not trying to go to jail.
Gambling and stealing a blind man's monkey? What is it that you've done that you... flying with the chimpanzee, letting the chimpanzee have equal opportunities to fly the helicopter, is that what you... Because I do support that. Animals should have equal rights, I agree with that.
I should have the right.
Not in human elections, but in animal elections, certainly. I think the lions vote.
That's true.
Who is the king of the jungle? Many people don't realize that. They think it's some sort of patriarchy, monarchy situation that the lion is the king of the jungle. But that's not it at all. It was a very democratic process.
We do not have time for this.
It came down to the lions could eat them.
Personally, I think a tiger could overtake a lion.
Shut your mouth.
Personally, I believe there's...
Shut your mouth!
Nobody feels about tigers.
Tigers are magnificent creatures.
They have no prowess.
Well, I mean, they're beautiful. They have prowess.
A lion climb a tree.
Lions can climb many trees. I've seen lions commit all kinds of crimes on trees. I've seen it happen many times. They've shat on trees. They've broken the limbs off trees.
Yeah, but a tiger wouldn't break the limbs. More agile. A better cat than a lion.
Shut your mouth.
Wow, he's very sensitive about these things.
Yeah, I can tell.
Stop looking at me.
What are your feelings on fish?
Fish are delightful. Lions enjoy eating fish.
But a tiger...
Goats don't eat fish very much. It's surprising. They will eat a fish if you give a goat a fish, but you never...
You should never give anybody a fish. You should teach them to fish. You should teach your goat to fish.
I tried several times. There's a bit of a problem with the hooves and the fishing poles.
You can protect like good tail.
Brilliant.
They do not have opposable tails. They're not possums. But when they try to grasp the fishing rod between their ungulate hooves, it's comical. It's very fun to watch. But they're not very good at casting. You see, there's not much grip in the long toenails. You know, those are really just toes. These are their fingers. So they're like really long fingernails. Imagine trying to hold a fishing pole between two of your fingernails. I know you've recently stopped wearing artificial fingernails. Do these goats have horns? Of course. Yes.
Why don't you tie a string around the horn, you know, and then they can feel when the fish is coming on their head, and all they gotta do is back back.
Brilliant.
Fix your problem, right?
Yeah. This dude is genius level gambling right here.
I like this idea. We should take a gamble on it.
Definitely.
Should we go down to the pond now?
Probably not. I don't think the equipment is waterproof. I don't think the extension cord is waterproof.
We weren't done with the gambler's story.
One man's opinion.
All right, please continue. So you're with a woman who's 67 degrees, and
You're drunk.
she is a CIA operative.
Next.
Oh.
She's your ex-girlfriend as well?
Oh, no.
I thought you didn't commit to relationships. You're a gigolo.
I don't commit to no relationship. I'm a single, free man.
Free from what?
Prison, custody, of a woman.
Well, I don't know how that's even possible.
I am grateful to be free.
I think you're gonna have to get some more tests. I'm not sure that's even possible, but...
Well, you recommended the doctor for a reason.
Yes, I could fit my head inside his mouth.
Dr. Babu Rao is the best hepatologist specialist in your zip code. I know we're not gonna name your zip code, but it is true.
That they can dick you down proper.
Yeah.
So how did you escape the CIA agent? How did you get away from this scenario? Now, are the police actively running down the trail of the trench behind you?
Yes.
Well, what had
happened? But the thing is, I already left that bed that was full of the drugged out people.
Squatter, shelter, riff-raff.
So I've already done ran, and this old blonde woman that, you know, like I said, randomly just came outside her door and said, "Come in here."
He does give the best advice.
Called me by my name as soon as she closed the door. Well, I started getting, you know, nervous like at first. Then she gave me the drink, and then she started explaining what she is.
Was this purple drink? Wait, no, you said it was Macallan.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought it was purple drink.
Yes.
Anyways, go ahead.
And
You get that reference?
What?
Purple drink reference? You may not get that reference.
I want some great drink, baby. It's purple.
Now we will take a break for some advertisements. Please support our sponsors.
Your product goes here. Anything and everything good to say about your product, we'll say it right here, right now. Promo code
Gigolo.
And now, back to the show.
I do not.
Might be before you.
Lean is about the only purple drink reference I know.
No, I was talking about a David Chappelle joke. A young David Chappelle joke. Anyways, go ahead.
And started telling me everything about what I done and how she believed I did the right thing. So he was telling me how there's an airfield 2,000 miles away, something like that, and
Very far.
no, I didn't run that far.
Driving.
No, she didn't. She had a secret another like dude there. I don't know who he was or what, the relationship or what, they were with each other. Yeah, I guess help around, but he had a all-white BMW. Hopped in that. We started taking down to the airport. What we do, get to the airport 2 days later.
Ridiculous.
That was a ride.
Yeah, it was a very long,
It's not all about size.
my ass was very puckered.
Did you get any bathroom breaks? What is the CIA's policy on dropping a deuce in their CIA
You
wagon?
do, you gotta do it in your pants and suck it up.
I mean, damn.
They make you suck up your deuce after you squat? Now, are you using your gloves
They make you wear it.
like a diaper? Depends, diapers.
Perfect opportunity.
Thank you. Kansas Floppers! In your pants, whether you're in a CIA car or not, wear your Kinsey Floppers and everything will be great. I didn't run. Anyways, Kinsey Floppers, we're so happy to have you back as a sponsor this week, and we're delighted to tell our listeners about the Kinsey Plopper. Kinsey has come out with a new special agent edition of their ploppers. They're black with yellow writing. They say the words CIA, and that stands for clean internal ass. But maybe internal's not the word. What is it? Clean. What? Clean. What? Clean. Clean.
What was that?
Say again.
Clean initial ass.
Say again.
Clean initial ass.
Initial.
Yes.
What? Like your first half?
No.
I don't think that's it. What is it?
Ted.
Words.
Handwriting is horrible.
What are the words that start with I? Look up the words that start with I. Let's see what that might stand for. Words that start. Ted, please look up words that start with I.
I don't think it's ice cream, Ted.
No, it's definitely not clean ice cream ass. I don't think that's it.
Visualized either. I don't think that's right.
No, word that icky. That's it. Clean icky ass.
Writing these ads.
Wait, that can't be it. Maybe it's not icky. Is it idyllic?
Well,
yes,
okay.
a clean idyllic ass. A clean idyllic ass every time with a Kinsey's Flopper. Kinsey's Floppers, the adult diapers for all sizes. Now for goats as well. And I have them working on a special Kinsey Flopper for the lion, but it's very yes, of course.
Yeah, I bet. Lions have very long tails.
Goats have, well, the goat floppers, they're little tails. You don't want the tail all in there with the flopper. So your flopper and the tail gets very stinky.
Yes.
Yeah. The CIA letters won't work at all for a goat. If it's not a clean, idyllic ass, then we don't. Not the sort of thing we
Completely
want.
lost track.
So there is a small hole for the goat's tail, and they're so delightful. They're so cute, wagging that little
That's
tail
true.
out of the back of their Kinsey Floppers when they're running across the field.
They're certainly
Especially when
delicious.
they're little goats, cute ones. Anyways, we're talking about making a special pair for the lions. It's going to take several months, I hear,
They
for
fit really
R&D.
well.
However, there's something about, the way the lion's back legs are shaped. They're shaped is slightly different than other animals. They have those very large, beefy hocks on their rumps, and they're so much more dexterous than your other big cats, like your tigers.
To be durable, because they're all running and jumping.
Oh, not to mention the amount of play. Lions love to play. They just love to roll and, to hit each other with their giant paws and bite each other with their giant fangs. And, and they also must be very regal because the lion is a very regal animal.
One man's opinion.
We're thinking maybe a purple, a nice gold trim,
All I can say is
they've
it's
got to have
about
quite a girth.
time.
But this is neither here nor there for our listeners to worry about. The point of this ad is that the listeners should buy Kinsey's Ploppers, whether you have lions or goats or dogs.
Yeah, definitely.
Or just for your parents,
On a clean, idyllic ass.
That's right. When you're being chased by the CIA and you're shitting your pants because you're so worried, you need a nice fresh pair of Kinsey's Ploppers. And that's why we have our special promo code this week. Our promo code this week is CIA.
It's a wizard, isn't it?
At kinseysPloppers.com/CIA Lion Goat Podcast.
What discount is it?
It's a 20% discount from Lion Goat. It's even higher than last week. Last episode's 10% discount, whenever that might have been, whatever day that was. I agree. Time is an illusion. It's a horrible, deplorable system created by human beings to prevent people like myself from keeping a day job. But anyway, the point of the ad is to talk about Kinsey's Ploppers. I keep getting distracted. If you buy a pair, buy a couple. That's our new slogan for Kinsey. That's right.
a good choice.
If you're gonna buy a pair, buy a couple. Sorry, back to your story. We'll have no more ads from Kinsey's Ploppers this week. God damn it!
See, pull up to the airport, like now
On your tricycles?
In the BMW.
the white BMW. Yeah, we put up in the white BMW.
Oh, right. Yes, sorry, you had gotten off your tricycle from the tunnel already.
I've already.
That was like 3 days ago. You don't listen well.
I'm listening.
You're distracted easily. Maybe it's because you listen.
Please don't look at me.
My bad. I'm trying to focus.
I'm doing the best I can. I mean, you've already made me cry once this episode. Please.
I apologize.
I mean, you do want to come back onto the podcast again in the future, right?
It would be nice. I enjoy it.
When you are getting
At the Lion.
promotion,
Pretty good, yeah.
I like coming here, playing with the Lions.
we have millions of listeners.
I enjoy watching the Lions get fed monkeys. Fun process.
You should actually come in here in person.
I might do that. I might actually feed a lion a monkey next time I'm here in person.
It'd be better than you sending Ted. Ted, stop listening for a second. It'd be better if you come instead of Ted. Ted, you can start listening again.
The story.
I'm afraid we're out of time. That's all the time we have this week. Check in next week, listeners. Next episode on the Lion Go podcast, where we will finish the story with Q the Gambler, and he will tell us how he got out of this horrible, horrible sitting in shit situation.
We would love to receive your feedback, your improvisation suggestions, your questions for advice, and your musical compositions for response. Please email us or send us a voicemail. Our address is liongoatpodcast@gmail.com. Find, like, review, subscribe, and contact us on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, and YouTube at Lion Goat Podcast. All one word, Lion Goat Podcast. Please subscribe to this podcast on your podcast player. We are available on Spotify, SoundCloud, and anchor.fm/Lion Goat Podcast. Please tell all your friends, enemies, and any strangers to listen to our podcast. Thanks, Mike Birbiglia. Text-to-speech services were provided by freetts.com. Public domain music for today's show was provided by freemusicarchive.org, Refusion, and musescore.org, and some not-so-great musicians at ultimateguitar.com. Please see the episode notes for full attribution. Original music for today's show was composed, performed, and recorded by the excellent musicians at Hairline Productions. Today's show was edited, produced, and recorded by the world's greatest sound designers and engineers at Hairline Productions. Please like their content on SoundCloud.